All right, we're going to start our transformations intro. Some quick terms I want you guys to be familiar with. Of course, a transformation, that's a change in the position, size, or shape of a figure. You have your pre-image, which is your original figure. So if you look over here, if I have triangle A, B, C, that is my pre-image. I haven't done anything to it. Now, I have my image, which is the resulting figure. So if I shift it, ABC down and over, this will be my image, A, B, C. Arrow notations, these arrows, they're used to describe a transformation. That told you, like if I wanted you to go to the right so many units and down, I would use arrow notation. Now those primes, which look like little apostrophes, that will be used to label that image. So my pre-image is just triangle ABC, but when I move it and the resulting figure, my image, it is now A prime, B prime, C prime, or triangle ABC prime. I'm going to jump right into an example. Here, I want you to translate triangle JKL left 3 units. Now, translations, those are transformations that slide each point of a figure the same distance in the same direction. You wrote those down in your notes, but a translation is pretty much a slide. I want you to translate 3 units left and up 4 units. Don't forget, your x-axis runs from left to right. I didn't mean to write that. To the left is negative, to the right is positive. Okay, there's my x-axis. And then my y-axis always runs up or down. Up is the positive direction, down is the lower. Down is negative. All right, so I want you guys to be able to write out the arrow notation. So here you are, your original coordinates and your arrow. You're going to tell me what to do to those coordinates. So if I'm going to move to the left 3 units, of course I'm going to X, I'm on my x-axis, I'm going to go to the left 3 units, so it's X minus 3. If I am going to go up 4 units on my y-axis, I am going Y plus 4. Of course, it is easy to just, you could easily plot that JKL prime. But what I want you guys to do is be able to actually fill in these coordinates. So point J is 1, 3. That's my original. See, I went over 1 and up 3. K is 3, negative 2. And L is 1, negative 2. And so now I have my J prime. When I substitute 1 here, this is what it's saying. It's saying, hey, original X, I want you to subtract 3 from every single one of you. And that's what you're going to do. And it says, hey, original Y, I want you to add 4 to each and every one of you. That's what you're going to do. So here we have 1 minus 3, which is negative 2, and 3 plus 4, which is 7. I have my K prime. 3 minus 3 is 0, and negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And then I have my L prime. 1 minus 3 is negative 2, and negative 2 plus 4 is 2. So now I have my new figure, and what I want you guys to do is come over and graph that. So we have negative 2, 7. Start here, my origin. I go to the left 2 and up 7. There's my point. I know it doesn't look like a point, sorry. There's my J prime. All right, next I have 0, 2. That's my K prime. I'm going to graph these guys. 0, 2. I start at 0 and I go up 2. That is my K prime. And negative 2, 2. That is my L prime. So if you notice, it says to the left 3 units. If I look at point L and L prime, I should be able to see that I went over to the left 1, 2, 3 units and up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So yes, you could easily just come over and shift that without having to write out the arrow notations, but I really want you guys to be familiar with this part of it. All right, next I want you to translate triangle ABC right 5 units and up 3 units. All right, triangle ABC right 5 units. So you're going right 5, that's positive, so it's x plus 5. Next, it says up 3 units, so it's going to be y plus 3 because you're going in the positive direction. All right, so our original points are A is -5, -6, B is -3, -2, and C is -1, -6. And all you're going to do is pretty much fill those in. You're going to substitute. So I have -5 plus 5. So my A prime is now 0, and -6 plus 3 is -3. B prime, -3 plus 5 is 2, and -2 plus 3 is 1. I have my C prime. I have -1 plus 5 is 4, and -6 plus 3 is -3. So when I come over and graph that 0, -3, there's my A prime. B prime is 2, 1, and C prime is 4, -3. There it is. And when I connect those points, I have the same figure, but yes, it went to the right 5 units. I'm going to use B, point B to B prime. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes to the right 5 and up 3. 1, 2, 3. So that is correct. It did shift 5 to the right and 3 up. All right, next I want you to describe a translation that maps triangle QRS to QRS prime. So if we look at this figure, if we look at R and then at R prime, we can pretty much count that it's went over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units over. So it moved 5 right. And then it moved 1, 2, 3, 4 down. So you could easily write out that arrow notation. If it moved 5 to the right, it moved x plus 5. And if it moved 4 down, it moved y minus 4. So that is your translation. All right, so next we're going to get into rotations. These are rotations. These will be your notes for rotations. And a rotation is a transformation that turns a figure around a given point at a given angle. We will be rotating about the origin, and of course your origin, if you look at the pen, there's your origin. All right, here I have a little chart, and what we're going to do, it's kind of like a cheat chart. I want you guys to be able to quickly plot or give me the transformation that turns figure, the rotation. So here, my original point is at 2, 5. I'm going to write that down here, 2, 5. Now, if I want you to rotate this point 90 degrees clockwise or 270 degrees counterclockwise about the origin, all I want you to do is swap the x and y and change the sign of your x. Write this in your notes. If I want you to rotate 180 degrees, either counterclockwise or clockwise, you just swap your signs. You change signs, but not your coordinates. So you have -x and -y. All right, if I want you to rotate either 270 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise, I want you to swap coordinates but change the sign of your y. And of course, if you're going to rotate 360 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, nothing changes. Because if you turn in that complete circle, you're going to end up in the same spot. Okay, so here's my x, 2 is x, 5 is y. And we're just going to use this point right now. So if I want to rotate this point 90 degrees clockwise or 270 degrees counterclockwise, I'm going to swap my x and y and change the sign of my x. So my y is now going to be in the front, which is 5. And my x will now be, instead of positive 2, negative 2. Let's go up here. 5, negative 2. There it is. So from here to there, that is a 90-degree rotation. Or 270 counterclockwise. Okay, so now if I wanted to rotate that point 180 degrees clockwise or counterclockwise, which is the same about the origin, I just changed the signs of each one. So now, since 2 is positive, we're going to have negative 2. We don't swap the places. And negative 5. So if I go to negative 2, negative 5, that is my new point. So if I look from here, that is a 180-degree rotation. And of course, 180 degrees makes a straight line. You know that, straight angle. Alright, so now if I want you to rotate 270 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise, you're going to change your position. Your coordinates will swap places. But now you change the sign of your y. So instead of positive 5, it's going to be negative 5 and positive 2. So let's plot that, negative 5, positive 2. So again, if I want to go 270 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise, I'd be there. And of course, if I wanted to rotate in the full complete circle 360 degrees, nothing changes. I'm going to end up in the same spot. So 2, 5. So I go right back to 2, 5, and there's my complete 360 degree turn. Make sure you memorize these. I like to call them commands, and that's what the students always like to call them, because it's pretty much telling you what to do. If I want to rotate 90 degrees clockwise or 270 counterclockwise, I'm going to swap my y and my x and change the sign of my x. 180 degrees clockwise, counterclockwise, I'm going to swap my x and my y. 270 clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise, swap my x and y and change the sign of my y. And of course, nothing happens when I rotate 360 degrees. All right, what I want you to do here is rotate triangle JKL 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. If you go back and look at that chart, if you haven't memorized it yet, you will know that your arrow notation will look like this. 90 degrees counterclockwise, you swap your x and y and you change the sign of your y. So let's write our original coordinates down, original points. J is 1, 3. K is 3, negative 2. And L is 1, negative 2. So my J prime and my K prime and my L prime will now be 1, 3 will now be negative 3, 1. I just swapped them around and changed to y. Let's go ahead and graph that, negative 3, 1. So there's my J prime. K prime will now be 2, 3. They changed positions and the sign changed. Since 2 is negative, it will now be positive. So K prime is 2, 3. L prime, 1, negative 2. And that will be 2, 1. Again, they changed and the y has to swap. Says so there. So 2, 1. There. And when I connect those points, I have my image. So triangle JKL has been rotated 90 degrees counterclockwise. I want you to rotate triangle ABC 180 degrees about the origin. Pause this video and try to do that on your own. Okay? Here's your original. And of course, if you look at your charts from your previous page, you will see that all you have to do if you want to rotate 180 degrees is just change the signs of your X and Y. And that is very simple, always everyone's favorite and easiest to do. So A is -5, -6. B is -3, -2. And C is -1, -6. And all you're doing, it just says it here, you're changing the signs of your X and Y. So your A prime will now be +5, +6. Your B prime will now be +3, +2. And your C prime will now be +1, +6. Let's go ahead. 5, 6 is A prime. 3, 2 is B prime. And 1, 6 is C prime. Oops, sorry. So now you see that this figure, ABC, has been rotated 180 degrees about the origin. All right, last, I want you to write a rule to describe the transformation. I want you to tell me what type of transformation is this when you see triangle QRS to QRS prime. What transformation took place? If you would actually write out those coordinates, Q is -5, those ordered pairs, -5, 2. R is -2, 5. S is -2, 1. Q prime is 5, -2. R prime is 2, -5. And S prime is 2, -1. You can pretty much see what has happened here, right? Because Q is -5, 2, and Q prime is 5, -2. R is -2, 5, and R prime is 2, -5. If you notice, all of the numbers stayed in the same place, but the signs changed. It went from negative to positive, 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 positive to negative. So you can pretty much see what has happened here. I would want you to write out the arrow notation. And what happened is the signs changed. They stayed in their same place, but the signs changed. So it rotated 180 degrees about the origin. Please come see me if you have any questions.